Good morning, students of class 10. Yeah, welcome back to the e-classes. Now we are doing history. Today's date is 25th of June 2021. The nationalist movement in Indochina. So we are doing this chapter and there is the subtitle 6.1. We are approaching the end portion. 6.1, the new Republic of Vietnam. So the new Republic of Vietnam. So now here there are altogether 5 points. The new Republic faced a number of challenges. So, a number of challenges were there. The new republic had to face. The French tried to regain control. The French tried to regain control by using the emperor Bao Dai as their puppet. So, Bao Dai was used by French to rule Vietnam according to their wishes. So, Bao Dai was acting as a puppet of the French. Number 2, faced with French offensive, as we have already learned that they have recaptured Hanoi from Japanese and they had to fight two-front war. Faced with the French offensive means attacking mode. French offensive, the Viet Minh means the revolutionaries. The Viet Minh were the League, were forced to retreat to the hills. The Viet Minh had to run towards the hills, and they ran in such a way that they surrounded the valley. So they forced to retreat the hills into the retreat to the hills. After fighting for 8 years, now the Viet Minh or the Vietnamese revolutionaries, they had to fight 8 years, and finally French were defeated because the French did not knew exactly the location or the area. So they were surrounded by these Viet Minhs because they landed in the valley, and the valley was surrounded by mountains, and all over the mountains these Viet Minhs were there. So they cut off the supply lines. 8 years after fighting for 8 years, finally French were defeated in the year 1954 at Dien Bien Phu. This is the name of the valley. Number 3, the French commander Henry Navarre. So the French commander Henry Navarre declared, he announced confidently in 1953, just before they were defeated. They were defeated in 1954, we are talking about 1953. 1 year before, French commander Henry Navarre declared confidently in 1953 that soon they would be victorious. Very soon they would be victorious because they have driven these Vietnamese revolutionaries towards the hills. But he was mistaken. But on 7th May 1954, Viet Minh, the revolutionaries, surrounded the valley and captured more than 16,000 soldiers. So these French, they have made barracks in the valley, and the valley was surrounded by Viet Minhs, and they have cut off the supply lines. So that's why they captured more than 16,000 soldiers, entire means total commanding staff, including general, 16 colonel, and 1,749 officers were taken prisoners. The full entire brigade was surrounded and they were defeated. They had to surrender in front of the Viet Minhs. Number 5, in the peace negotiation. After that, in the peace negotiation, there were peace talks or treaty in Geneva. So now we'll talk about Geneva now. In the peace negotiation in Geneva that followed after the French defeat, the Vietnamese were persuaded. Persuaded means made them understand. So Vietnamese were persuaded to accept the division of Vietnam. So due to the negotiation in Geneva, Vietnam was divided into North Vietnam and South Vietnam, and The Ho Chi Minh was given the north and Bao Dai was given the south portion. We'll talk about that in our next class. So next, to be continued about the division of Vietnam and the rule of these leaders now who will rule the north and the south. So we'll talk about in our next class. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. So keep on watching.